Now, you are probably on the software YouTube because how else would you be watching this? And YouTube has its funny ways of making money. For example, you probably would watch an advertisement every second or two on YouTube because, everybody likes advertisements. YouTube wants to make money. Well, companies want to make money. And the people who create the video also want to make money. And they do this by using advertisements. Now, YouTube advertisements are probably the most common ones used during these days. Another one, if you're an old person like me, you would usually read a newspaper. And newspapers, you go down, scroll it, an ad, just a paper ad. And then there's another type of ad that is not called advertisements or ads. It is usually used for dictators or like people who've all powerful, who are in control of the military and all that stuff. Everything and nobody can pose a threat to him, like a dictator. They're gonna use this type of propaganda that works just like an advertisement, different in one thing but name. Propaganda. So we're gonna be comparing all of these stuff and a few examples of them. So we're going to be starting out with the most famous one of them all, aka advertisements on YouTube. Because you're on YouTube. You're probably on YouTube for your entire life. And you're probably going to watch a really popular video and then, advertisement. Now the advertisement that you might see is like Gecko. Wait, what? Oh yeah, there are no Gecko advertisements anymore for some reason, and food advertisements and the usual. And then you might get some weird advertisements like Manscaped or movie trailers or like all of those stuff, or maybe Masterclass if you're dumb enough. And then when you look at these are really stupid. I mean, like, why would they put it on? I don't even watch any of that. Anyways, so they don't actually look at what you watch. They just look at your age and then what you watch, and then they are just going to guess your age. And for me, YouTube decided to guess, this guy's probably got a lot of on their So let's give them Manscaped advertisements. I hate those. I'm too young to see them, okay? I don't care about pubes. And of course, there's also other advertisements. If you are an adult and you're really childish and you're watching stuff that you shouldn't be watching, like Minecraft, then you're probably gonna get advertisements for new Minecraft mod, limited edition, get new noises, and all that types of stuff, children's stuff. So advertisements on YouTube are pretty common. They're the most common one that you will see, and they are the most likely place that you're going to buy something that you see on the advertisement. I mean, go look at it. You see a bunch of different advertisements. And then you see an advertisement for Manscaped. And then you're like, I really need to, I need this. So you go buy it. Trust me, it's a total waste. I didn't buy it, but who cares? And those types of advertisements are put onto popular YouTube videos specifically because more people watch it. Yeah, it's common knowledge. I mean, like, there's so many things that you can do. Like, are you going to put an advertisement on an unpopular video? That's going to be dumb, okay? Really terrible. Then, of course, we come to a different type of advertisement, which is paper advertisements, yada, yada, yada. It's the ones that you will find on the newspapers you're going to read, and then, vacuum cleaner, 1,000. Let's get it. And that nobody ever reads the newspaper, so not many people put it in the newspaper or advertisements. That's just a waste of time. I mean, why use the newspaper? You need the newspaper to you need money for it. Why can't you just go onto YouTube and do that? That's why these days you're finding less and less and less advertisements in the newspapers. Anyways, the newspaper advertisements, you just take a look and continue reading because, you don't need to care. And that's a really big problem for the advertisers because people aren't going to be looking at them and be like, oh, I want to buy this. No, they're not. They're just going to be like, people are dying. What's this? People are more dying. So they're not going to pay attention to your advertisements. But on YouTube, a great advantage is YouTube because everybody's watching that and they're going to need to wait at least 5 seconds in order to skip. And then there's propaganda. Now, propaganda is usually used to, say, oh, everything's going on right now. There are no bullets flying and there's no war. We are all safe and nobody's going to die. Our great leader is powerful. That's basically what propaganda is. And you'll find propaganda anywhere. Unless it's not a dictatorship. I mean, go take a look at Germany during World War II. Got a lot of propaganda. And then there's the Soviet Union. Too much propaganda. Then there's Cuba. Doesn't have that much propaganda. And then there's just so much propaganda everywhere when it comes to dictatorships. And dictatorships, something that propaganda has something to do with is hypnotize the people. Same thing what advertisements do. You just go watch an advertisement over and over again and you're going to be like, oh, I don't even have but I'm still going to get that Manscaped and that stuff, the dumb things. It just makes you lose your mind. And this was actually used in this one prison camp, prisoners of war camp, I guess, during the Vietnam War. It was used, and every single day the Vietnamese soldiers would blast propaganda into the American soldiers' faces until they're like, yes, Vietnam and communism is better than America. Yeah, that never worked. And propaganda, for us who live in a democracy or republic, are obviously going to look at propaganda and be like, why am I going to believe that? But just think about the people who live in dictatorships. That is what they are put into every single day. Because the press is not the press. The press and advertisements and all that stuff, all the entertainment, everything is controlled by one man. So he gets to decide whether he's going to have a positive effect or a negative effect. And that's basically what propaganda is. Now, I can't really tell the difference between advertisements and propaganda because the line between them, it's pretty thin. I mean, really thin. You're gonna need a microscope in order to see that. And just don't listen to any of that things because yes, trust me, there are a lot of advertisements that says, oh yeah, this is really true. And some of them, they are pretty true. But most of them, they're gonna be like, oh, extra skin-safe technology. And then when you buy it and use it, so yeah, don't trust advertisements. Then there's propaganda. Propaganda, the best way to not to fall for propaganda is not even be in that country. Because propaganda is literally sucked into your mind and injected 5 million times a second, and you're not going to be able to ignore that. So the best way to dodge propaganda is going to be not to be in the country that's making this propaganda in the first place.